Hey guys, I'm Albert and this is the Acer Aspire ES1-311. It is an affordable 13-inch ultrabook by Acer and it costs only 299 euros in Germany. And now let's take a look at it. This one has a 2.1 GHz quad-core Pentium processor by Intel, 4 GB of RAM and a 500 GB HDD, which is actually expandable via this SD card slot on the right side. So here you have a USB 3.0 port and a headphone jack, and on the back of the device are the main ports, so this is actually something I have found not to be useful, but it's good enough and I think it's not that uncomfortable to use. So you have here the charging port, the Ethernet, the HDMI port and the USB 3.0 port. And on the left side you only have this Kensington lock. On the bottom of the device there are your stereo speakers, which are not the best ones. They are loud but not really clear because they are on the bottom. This makes the sound kind of noisy when it's lying on your bed or on your desk, but overall this doesn't matter too much actually. So, on the top of the device you have a soft touch-like coating, and the laptop itself is really light at 1.6 kilograms, and it has a really solid build quality, which is really impressive for a device at that price range. Okay, let's now open it up. As you can see, the hinge is not wobbling at all. The screen stays there where you put it, and when typing it doesn't wobble at all. When opening the screen, the bottom of the laptop doesn't come with it, so this is also really positive. And well, let's now start up this machine. As you can see, it runs Windows 8.1, but let's first talk about this keyboard. As you can see, it is really thin and light, so this keyboard doesn't have the highest feedback, but it is really good enough for typing. On the front, you also have this big touchpad, which is actually one of the best ones I have ever used on a Windows device. Pinch to zoom works really fluid, and other gestures also, so you can see swiping works without any problems. And you can also use this for browsing the web, for example. So now you can just visit any site and go forward or backwards in a page you have previously opened, etc. So let's talk about the screen. It has a 13.3-inch HD display, which is matte actually, so you can read the content in the sunlight. It is not the brightest display, as you can see. The color reproduction is kind of cold and washed out, but still it looks really good. The contrasts are actually quite good for a laptop in that price range, and the viewing angles are impressive. If you look at that, you can see it doesn't reflect anything, you can read it even from the sides. So, the performance on this device is also really good. As you can see, it starts Visual Studio in about 5 seconds. It is really fast. Office starts quite fast, and web browsing is no problem. If you have a quad-core processor clocking at 2.1 GHz and with Turbo Boost even 2.6 GHz, you will say probably the battery life is not the best you can have. Actually, it is really good. It easily lasts 7 hours in our video rundown test, and when using Visual Studio, browsing the web, editing some Office document, you can get about 6 hours easily. If you're looking for a really affordable 13-inch device, just go and get it. This is a no-brainer. It is the best device you can get at that price range. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. It is my first laptop review, and don't be too harsh in the comments if I have said something wrong. Just correct me and I will make it better in the next one. Thank you very much and have a great day. Hey guys, this is Albert, and here I have the Acer Aspire ES1-311. So I did a review of this notebook quite a while ago, and it was pretty positive, I must say. And the most responses and questions I got about this notebook were about the hard drive and how people can remove it and replace it with an SSD. So today I'm going to show you how to remove your hard drive and replace it with an SSD. Therefore, I bought a Samsung Evo 840 with 250 gigabytes of storage, which should be enough for a normal notebook user. And what you will have to look for when buying an SSD for this notebook is that it should be 7 millimeters thin and not 10 millimeters. So there are many, I think from SanDisk, which are 10 millimeters and they will not fit in the housing of the hard drive. And so look for an SSD which is 7 millimeters. First of all, you will have to remove 12 screws on the bottom of the case, which is done pretty quickly. You can see all of them because they are not covered, and these are basically all the holes on the bottom of the case. What you will then do is you have to remove the bottom plastic from the housing of the notebook, and for that I would use a plastic removal tool, or in my case it's just a thin plastic from guitars. And this is done pretty quickly, but you have to make sure that you don't break the plastic inside of the notebook, because else you will not be able to close the case again completely, and this would look pretty badly. And just take a thin plastic tool and take your time to not to destroy anything on your notebook. So then you can see the hard drive, which is on the right side of the mainboard, and on the hard drive you will have to remove 3 screws. So one is found on the right side, the other is on the right top side where the mainboard is and where you can also find the cooler, and then there's one on the other side where the battery is. But what I did here is pretty stupid. I removed the second screw on the left side first before removing the one in front of it, and I just forgot it was important. But you will have to do this in order to remove the cover, which you can see here, and just remove the screw, and then you can just take the cover off, and you can see your hard drive there. So once you can see your hard drive, just pull it out and don't damage the connector, which is on the left side. So just pull it out, and then you have basically removed your hard drive. And then take your SSD, look where the ports are. In my case, they are on the right side here, and then just take your SSD and put it there where your hard drive was. Just make sure to put it in the right way, and then you can again put the cover up. Just make sure that the holes are on the same place where they've been, and that you put the cover back the right way. So this is a pretty straightforward process, as you can see. Just fix the screws again, and then you're pretty much done with replacing your hard drive. The only thing you then have to do is to put the cover back on again, and this is like removing the cover in the first place, one of the hardest parts in this tutorial. So don't break the plastic on the sides, and make sure that the cover is not damaged when putting it back in. Finally, you just have to put the 12 screws back in again, and you have replaced your hard drive on your Acer Aspire ES1. This is a pretty straightforward process if you know what you're doing and if you know how you're doing it. If you have any questions, just ask it in the comments below. If you're not sure, before buying a hard drive, just send me the hard drive, the name or the link, basically whatever you want, and I will tell you if it will fit in your notebook. Make sure you don't buy the wrong product, and I will post some compatible hard drives in the description, so you know which hard drive you can use and which you probably shouldn't. Now you just have to install the operating system on it, or back up your data of your old hard drive to your new SSD, and have fun with your 10-second booting notebook. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.